Harriet really wanted to be in this video, so it's her time to shine.
Hey there friends, it's Haley. I know I said I probably wouldn't get in another video before the new year, but I couldn't resist a challenge and I wanted to talk about what I got for Christmas. So I figured I would rush through the filming and editing process. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve. I don't know when it's going to be posted, so Happy New Year to everybody. I'm sure I'll say it again in another video, but if you're celebrating tonight, be safe, and I hope you have fun, and let's get to it. So the first book I'm going to talk about that I got for Christmas is The Complete Persepolis, which I'm sure you guys already know everything about this book. Everybody else does. I'm like the only one who's missed out on it, but I'm a really big fan of graphic novels. I know this was turned into a film and I haven't seen it, and it's taken me forever to get my hands on a copy, but now I can finally read it and feel good, and I'm really excited for it. And really all I know about this book is that it's sort of a memoir or a comic representation of growing up during the Iranian Revolution, and I'm just really interested in that, and I think it's really cool, and I like that it's in a graphic novel format, and I think it's really nice, simple illustrations that are really charming and wonderful in their simplicity, so I'm excited to get started on this one. The next book I got is United as One by Pittacus Lore, and this is, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure, I've lost track of the entire series, but I'm pretty sure this is the last book in the Lorien Legacies series that started with I Am Number 4. I don't see a lot of people talking about these books, but that's okay, because I know they're kind of old and I'm just behind on the times, and I get that the movie really flopped, which was unfortunate. But I've really loved these books. It's probably my favorite sci-fi series, and I'm really excited to finally get around to finishing it. I lost track a couple of books ago, and it's been a long time since I read them. I think the last time I read any of these books I was crying in my dorm room because of how one of them had ended. Like my freshman year in college. So I really need to go back and refresh myself at least on what's happened and get to the end because I was really excited for it. The next book I got is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I think I've read something of Maureen Johnson's, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is. I really need to scroll through her stuff and like make a guess because her name is really familiar and I swear I've read something, but anyway, that doesn't matter. But Truly Devious is one of those books where I kind of know what it's about. I get girl detective going to a school trying to solve an old mystery, but it's really not anything I know well enough to explain to you. But I've heard such great things about this book. I've heard that it was middle grade, which isn't terribly surprising to me, I guess, but I guess the people I've seen reading it have surprised me because it's middle grade, but I have nothing against middle grade books. I'm still huge into that level of reading. I really like Rick Riordan, I really like rereading Harry Potter and all of that, so this really isn't too far out of my comfort zone for anything, and I've been really more into the mystery genre, so I'm kind of excited about getting into this one eventually, and hopefully it'll be soon, because I know the sequel already came out, or I think it already came out, so I really need to get cracking on this before it ends. The next book I'm going to talk about I got as a gift from one of my good friends and my only friend on Goodreads, Sarah. So thank you so much, Sarah. I love you and I miss you and I hope I'll see you soon. And she got me This Body's Not Big Enough for the Both of Us by Edgar Cantero. If you guys have watched my other videos, you know that I read Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero and I was a huge fan. I thought it was really great. I loved his voice and his sort of off-the-wall avant-garde contemporary style. And I read about this book, thought it was really, really interesting, and I put it on my Goodreads TBR, and Sarah came through, as Sarah always comes through. This book, to the best of my knowledge, because again, I'm really bad about reading synopses and then remembering what they say, this book is about a pair of conjoined twins who are private investigators, and they are mixed up in some stuff. I'm sorry, I don't remember like anything of it. But it's also an exploration of gender and gender identity, and I thought that was really interesting, especially in the context that he's put it in. So I'm really interested in this one, and I'm hoping to read this one quick so I can get back to Sarah and tell her that I loved it. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I know everyone on here has already heard what The Hate U Give is. I'm sure everybody but me has already read it. But yeah, it's taken me a long time to actually get a copy, and I got it in this beautiful collector's edition. It's been something I've wanted to read but never got around to, especially then when the movie came out, and then 2 days, I think, after Christmas, 3 days after Christmas, I went to go see the movie with 2 of my best childhood friends, and oh my god, we cried so much. Like, I was trying to hold myself back a lot because I cry at like everything, but I mean, a half hour in, I think we were all sobbing and we didn't stop until it was over, especially because the 3 of us specifically played Harry Potter when we were kids, and if you've seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. So, oh wow, it was emotional, but it was so, so, so good, and it made me want to read the book even more, so I think it was a really good case of, even if the movie is not a faithful adaptation of the book, it does the book a real favor by making it something appealing to the people who've seen the movie. So I'm way, way more anxious to get to this book, and this might actually be the next one I pick up when I finally finish... God, which one am I on? I think it's Empire of Storms. When I finally finish Empire of Storms, I might decide to take this one up instead and take a break. I don't know. The next book I got is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Dark Artifice trilogy, and as you can see, I got this at a pretty good discount. You can see that because I just cut my nails and I can't take the sticker off and probably won't be able to for a couple more days. But I gave it my best shot. I really, really like the paperback covers. I know this doesn't fit in at all with the huge, beautiful brick that is Queen of Air and Darkness, but I just really actually like this format, and since I prefer paperback, I think these are really cool and really nice, and I really love the side binding here that I assume fits in with the others, but I haven't seen them all together, so I have no proof of that. And like I said, this is one that I'm probably going to take a while to get to, but I got it on sale, and I was really excited about that fact. This is the only one of this book haul that I bought for myself that wasn't a gift for me, but I had to include it just because I got it so close to Christmas, and I assumed that was why it was on sale, so anyway, I'll get to this one day, but for now I'm just gonna appreciate the cover on my shelf next to its mismatched partner. The next book I got is The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee, and I am such a huge fan of this series, even though I have not read it yet, which seems to be a repeating thing with me, unfortunately. I've heard so many people talk about The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and it sounds just like the kind of book I would love. It's gay, it's dangerous, it's adventurous, it's historical, loosely, I think. But yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it, especially because I was waiting for the paperback edition to come out, and then this one came out, and so now I have a mismatched series, and I'm trying not to let it get to me, but it's getting to me. Anyway, so I'm really excited to get to this series, and it's probably like my most anticipated series that I have on my shelves right now, but I just haven't done it yet. Haven't done it. So that one's another contender for something that I'll pick up really soon, and I'm really excited to do so because I really need more historical fantastical fiction. I think that sounds incredible, and I'm dumb for not getting to it sooner. The next book I got is Good Morning, Good Night, Little Pep Talks for Me and You by Lin-Manuel Miranda and illustrated by Johnny Sun. This is one that I wasn't planning on getting, but it was given to me, so whatever. Because I'm an avid follower of Lin-Manuel Miranda's Twitter, so I already see everything he posts, good morning and good night. And honestly, those tweets have gotten me through a lot, and sometimes it was the best part of my morning or evening to see those tweets and try to live up to the positivity that was created within them, and so it is kind of nice to have them in a book format. The illustrations are really nice. They're very simple, but elegant, and I think that's really sweet. And there's just a lot of that simple elegance to this book, and of course Lin-Manuel Miranda's style of living, I don't know, I assume he just sort of thinks in the eloquence and cadence that comes out in everything he writes. I have to assume he does. Honestly, I would just like to be friends with Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's like a bucket list thing, is I want to be friends with Lin-Manuel Miranda. But it's a really great thing to have on hand, and I think sometimes if I haven't seen his tweets that morning, or if I've seen them and they just haven't done enough for me, I can flip back through here and find something else to inspire me. So I'm grateful to have this copy. The last book I got for Christmas, and I saved it for last just because it's so cool, is the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone Illustrated Edition. I'm sure everybody by now knows these exist, and I'm positive that everyone who is collecting them already has the first 3, but I'm slow on collecting things a lot of the time, as you can tell by my personal library, and it's taken me a long time to get the Sorcerer's Stone, but I am so grateful to have a copy of this. This is the version I want to read to my kids if I ever decide to do that. And it's what I want to use to introduce my youngest brother to Harry Potter, so I am just so excited about owning this copy, and it's so much fun to just flip through. Some of the illustrations are just so cool and so, like, vivid and interesting, and I kind of wonder what my experience reading Harry Potter might have been like if I had had this much illustration to go with what I'd been reading as a child. I probably wouldn't have waited as long as I did to actually pick them up on my own. But I am so excited about this copy. It might mean that I reread it again, but I did just reread Sorcerer's Stone in July, so I'd kind of like to space it out a little bit. If I end up getting the Chamber of Secrets anytime soon, which I probably won't, but if I do, then I might go ahead and reread that one just for the sake of reading it with all this beautiful illustration going on. As just a special kind of honorable mention, because they're not my books, but I did ask for them, and then my brother got them. For Christmas, my brother got a trilogy of Shakespearean style Star Wars, and I hate myself for forgetting who wrote those because it's genius, like it's sheer genius. And basically all it is Star Wars written in iambic pentameter, I think. I haven't studied it closely enough to make sure that it is actually iambic pentameter, but if they're calling it Shakespearean Star Wars, I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. And it is so cool. It's the nerdiest thing, and it's so great. I'm trying to convince everyone in my family to make it a tradition to read those every year on Christmas, because right now our current tradition is like playing with toys or whatever, or just eating while we have Star Wars on in the background. And I was like, how much cooler would it be though if we were like reciting Star Wars in a Shakespearean style at Christmas? Like, dream come true. It's really great. But so yeah, those were the books that we got this year. I gave more books as gifts than I ever think I've given. But I was hoping that it would repay me in kind, and I got some pretty great books this year. So I'm super grateful for everything I got, and I'm super grateful to you guys for keeping up with me and watching me and being patient with me while I'm still experimenting with my channel and my style and what the heck I'm doing here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am so grateful to everybody who comments, subscribes, sends me any sort of encouragement. It's been really hard for me getting in front of a camera and making myself vulnerable and then putting that video up and making everybody else watch it, but I've been really grateful with the support that I've received, and I'm really grateful to the friends who have told me that what I'm doing is cool even if it's corny. So thank you guys so much. And I will see you in the new year, and I hope you have a great time celebrating with family and doing all the things you do, and I hope that everything goes well for you in this next year. I think we could all use some positivity. So I'll see you guys later. Bye!